got you probably watching Biggie, can you hear me? Pac probably laughing, put a spirit in me. Watching niggas copy, they so wishy-washy. City did it for the city, can't forget about me.
I'm still climbing to the top, nigga.
Man, you got JB Thibodeau Homes and Properties. I'm JB.
Boy City.
Boss Life Rico.
There you go, man. And it's time to have a serious discussion in our community. I know a lot of people are a little anxious or have a little anxiety about what's going on in our hoods because we see a lot of change going on, and you'll hear the grumblings and you'll hear people talking, man, they infiltrating our neighborhoods, or they even actually in the city of Houston, you know, talk about we gonna be the next fourth ward, because you go to fourth ward and they don't even call it fourth ward no more. They call it Midtown, and you see all these high rises and stuff. So we believe that it's time to have a serious conversation in a town hall meeting in our communities today to talk about gentrification in our neighborhoods and change in our neighborhoods. And so City came up with a great idea to have a town hall meeting called Buy Back the Hood event. And so I'm going to let City talk a little bit about having this event.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the north side. I'm from Houston, Acres Home. But I was raised on the south side, too. I was raised on north and south, you know what I'm saying? Had a chance to see gentrification take place on both sides. I saw one side go up and saw one side go down. Then I saw another side go up. Then I saw the other side go down. So, but what I noticed that a lot of people didn't own all their properties, you know what I'm saying? I went to doing, so I go through the neighborhood and, you know, we purchase properties, you know what I'm saying? Like my man Rico and James right here. We started noticing that a lot of people lost a lot of losing their properties that have inherited assets. Don't know what to do, don't know how to maintain their stuff. So I'm just here for the side of education, you know what I'm saying, to teach people, you know what I'm saying, because I was blessed to have my first property handed down to me from my grandfather, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood. And I took care of it, did what I was supposed to do with it. But everybody don't know, you know what I'm saying, wasn't taught that and wasn't given that game, you know what I'm saying, on what to do and how to own your change in your community. And that's the key to it. We're trying to own our change in every community, not just Acres Home, but from every community, to where we can, you know what I'm saying, we can empower our own people, contractors, builders, and developers and everything. We own everything. Yeah, that's what it is.
Rico, man, I know that I know y'all got the foundation and y'all do many things over there at Boss Life, but what made y'all do the construction piece, man? What made y'all get into the housing game?
Man, it was just really, you know, like y'all say, buying back the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, buying back the block. Like you say, a lot of people don't have ownership over there. And you come through there, Acres Home is, you know, it's black. Yeah. And you coming through there, and there's not a lot of black people owning properties or building over there. So that's when we partnered with Johnny and the city of Houston, and we started building on those Laura lots. And also, you know, we just seen the way people was coming over there, just taking over, buying the land and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, hey, man, these the same stomping grounds we roam. We should be owning this instead of us spending our money on jewelry and cars. Let's put it on something that we can make some money and actually something we can leave to our people, our kids.
That's right.
Yeah, I heard you talk on one post one time. You was talking about if you can buy a brick. Elaborate on that, man. You said,
man, it's just I see a lot of homies. You know what I'm saying? They ain't scared to go put they $20-some thousand and buy a brick. Yeah. But they'll be scared to put $20-some thousand and buy a house because they don't see the vision of this ugly house putting $20,000-$30,000 into it and renting it for $1,000 a month. They don't see that. They see buying a brick and making $5,000-$6,000 off of it, doing that multiple times in a week. Yeah. But the chances on that is going to jail, getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? You could even lose that. It's a lot come with that. So with that house, you spend $30,000, and I'm just throwing a number. It's not exact because you can get some houses for $30,000, but if you're getting $1,000 a month. You doing that, just think how 10, 20 years go by. Eventually you're gonna be to made your 30 back. Then that house gonna be worth 50 if you want to sell it, or if not more, or you can leave that. We can't leave our kids no brick, no Rolex, no Cadillac.
None of that shit.
All that shit is gonna lose. Yeah, it's gonna lose value. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. I call that nigga shit. I love nigga shit, cars and jewelry, but it's about doing the smart thing. To me.
That's right.
You know, I'll come back to the nigga shit later. But let me get my money to the top of the floor. Like, you know, let me get that Tyler Perry bread. Then I'm going to come back to niggas buying Rolexes and cars.
I tell Cass all the time, man, it ain't no 401k for a G. You know, most of the time, man, you go, you know, they used to teach you when you was growing up, man, get your education, go out there and get a good job. Then you can retire from your job, and then you have a 401k and you can sit on for the lifetime. We living in different days and times, man, where cats are not staying on their job. If they can get a job that'll give them a good living wage,
Right.
they not staying on their jobs long enough so they can have a little equity or 401k.
Right.
So I tell people that, man, real estate is where it's at. No matter what your field is, no matter what your hustle is, real estate is the foundation, because most of the time that's going to be your largest purchase in life is going to be a house.
True.
So if you're a rapper, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, you got to know a little bit about real estate. Now,
That's right.
while we having this event, you got to understand that in Acres Home, we're just taking Acres Home for example, at one time, Acres Home had over 90% of African Americans in Acres Home owned their home.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now it's under 45%. So that means we renting the hood. We renting the hood. And
That's
now
right.
on the national scale,
Yeah.
for African American people, we at 40.6.
Yeah.
40.6 of African Americans own their home.
That's right.
And so what can you do in the black community when that was the biggest wealth generator was a home?
That's
Now
right.
we going into the hood and people are coming in the hood and we complaining and we saying, hey man, why these essays coming in the hood? You know, some cats say that. Why the white folks coming in the hood and building high rises and stuff, and we sitting back on the sideline and not taking our ownership, or
That's right.
you said the word own your change or whatever else. And
Right.
so at this event, man, we want to provide resources for cats to come and hear and have a discussion about it, but leave with some resources in mind so that they can leave and know that there's many different ways to purchase a house,
That's
right?
right.
And so they'll be able to sit down with and talk to Rico and them with Boss Life and talk to us, you know, at JB Thibodeau Homes and everything, and S. Turner Associates. And we got different products and investment groups that we can get together. And just like, you know, Rico was talking about, man, we instead of getting a brick, we can get a couple of cats with $5,000 and come up with some money and team up and do a deal, an investment deal to invest in one of our houses, you know.
That's right.
Man, let me tell you this too. Look back in the 70s, man. When I'm talking about when housing was prevalent in Acres Home, right? Mm-hmm. You had Miss Johnson. Then we had the crack epidemic, you know, that happened in our community. Miss Johnson owned the home, right? Then she had 2 kids. One went off to college. And now they done moved to the lands. They done got out of college and graduated. Now they in Sugar Land or Pearland or whatever the lands is. And Miss Johnson is still there with Tyrone in the hood. Miss
right.
Johnson have a medical issue or whatever,
Right.
and God forbid Miss Johnson probably passed, right? And then now Tyrone is with the house. Now
Right.
the other kid don't know what's going on in the hood, right?
Right.
So Tyrone is ripping and dipping in everything else, ain't paying the taxes.
Right.
Next thing you know it, here come the city. Not you, city.
City of
Here
Houston.
come the city of Houston,
Right.
come into the community and tell all the elders in the community, man,
Right.
call 311. Call 311.
Right.
This house is an issue, right? And so now they calling 311. The neighbors are calling 311. The house is boarded up. The house grass is high. So they go to the city of Houston to put liens on the property, grass liens on the property. And next thing you know it, eventually the city will come and tear down that house, man.
That's right.
And so once the city tears down that house, there's another $20,000 lien on that. Let me point out, before they even get to that situation, that was an owner in our community.
That's right.
Now I know Rico do a lot of this too in our community and city. You do it where we take those houses that was once on a
Right.
tear down list or eyesore to the community.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that, man. What we do with these houses.
Well, what we do new development, reconstruction, you know what I'm saying, into the community ourselves, though, you know what I'm saying? And we try to also employ the people around the community also to assist us and help us, you know what I'm saying, in the area, you know what I'm saying, which is creating wealth within the own community itself. And, you know, we try to, what we consider and what we call is problem solvers. You know what I'm saying? We try to solve a problem, you know what I'm saying, in divorce, disaster, and, you know what I'm saying, distress situations, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we not coming to take nothing from nobody or you know, keep somebody in bondage or bound from not owning their stuff, but we try to create something to where, you know, they can have a chance, you know what I'm saying, to benefit out of, instead of losing their property, they can benefit it, they can opt out of it some kind of way or opt in it, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
We give them options, you know what I'm saying, instead of just losing it, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Just to bring back what you said about the city taking that property. You know what I seen a lot of too? Like you say, Miss Johnson, she 80 years old. She exempt from taxes.
Right.
When she passed, the kids think that, oh, I'm still getting away. The taxes cheap. They got to go down now and let the city know that she passed,
dead.
and them taxes got to go back to regular.
They gotta go back
Because
to
the
regular.
city
That's
not
right.
gonna tell you, hey,
Right.
your taxes they gonna go back up. So by the time you didn't think you skated away for 5 years,
That's right.
paying $800 a year,
When they go back on that
when
death certificate,
they gonna go
give you
back.
taxes.
They be back
You
taxes,
gonna owe
and then
that
it's
too.
10, 20,000.
That's
Then
right.
how many regular working people
Got
10,
10,
20,000,
That's
or
right.
they on drugs? How many people got 10, 20,000? So a lot of them lose it.
That's
It's
right.
like a trick.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I see a lot of that too, and I was just
Yeah.
bringing that back
Yeah,
off of what you
that's
said.
real.
But you know, a lot of our people don't have information.
We don't have no information.
We don't have
at all.
information. We don't
Yeah.
seek to see none of that.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do at this event, man. Give the folks the information on how they can transfer
That's right.
their deeds. You know, a lot of our people, man, they die and they don't have wills.
Don't know
and,
nothing
and-
about
and
it.
the state law, it goes
right.
down to the heirs. But if the heirs ain't all on
That's
one
right.
accord,
That's right.
heck, I got a property right now, man. I'm having all kind of with these damn heirs, man. So, you know, man. But we gotta be taught, man. We gotta be taught because even with that, if your family own a property, you know, say God forbid my mom passed and she left a property, but it didn't go to, and she had no will.
Right.
Then it's up for me and my sister to come together
Right.
and decide with their property. And some families,
Right.
it's not that easy. If you got 5 kids, everybody not operating on the same wavelength.
Right.
And so, or they might not be, they may be in different financial
Different
situations.
situations.
Somebody
That's
may need a
right.
little money right now, so they'll
That's
say,
right.
let's sell it. The other one want to hold on to it
Right.
and rent it out. The other one
Right.
just don't give a damn or whatever
Right.
else. So it has to be addressed. So our people need to know how to transfer their wealth to the next generation, man. And they'll learn that. We'll have a title company guy there, and he's going to talk about how to transfer your wealth and transfer deeds, do airship affidavits, how to do wills and everything else. So that's the information that you will have at this event, man. We want to promote ownership back in our community, man. I was just talking a little bit and messing with Rico about, you know, with boss life, and now it's time to evolve and have, you know, because it's good to go from an ordinary person to a boss. And then now the next phase is we got to evolve into an owner. So it's old lifetime, man, and we got to take ownership, bro.
Amen.
And we got to really take
Right.
ownership in this
Right.
day because, man, the community is changing. And if we don't want what happened to Fourth Ward to happen to Acres Home, then there's options.
Or
right?
any other community.
Yeah, there's options for us to get into home ownership,
That's what
man.
we're doing.
What kind of options do y'all offer, man, over there at Boss Life, G?
I mean, man, you know, we build them houses. We do something with the LAW program, but since the city switched it up, I guess everybody found out about it to where you get the down payment assistance and all of that. We don't. Yeah,
$10,000,
it's a little harder for us to get in the program now. They got more stipulations, so
Right.
we kind of offer that. So now we just back to building more, you know what I'm saying, good affordable homes
Good
and
affordable
showing
homes.
them ownership.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
we
right.
back to, you know what I'm
That's right.
saying?
What price point y'all selling y'all at?
Man, we're gonna be around in the 200 area, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
2 to 220, you know, around what they going for.
Yeah.
And it depends on what we build, what they getting, cause the price. And then we got higher end too, though. We got them townhomes over there.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
you know the
Yeah.
successful people that can
right.
afford it
That's
to
right.
move back to the community.
right.
Cause a lot of people from Acres Home or any hood, when they get money, the first place they run is Pearland, like you say, Sugarland, 1960, the Woodlands. When that's really a trick. Because
trick.
that's a trick.
That's
because
right.
now
They getting you up out of there.
you running out of there.
Yeah.
But all these communities close to downtown. We 10, 15 minutes
Man,
from
look
downtown.
at if you use Little York and Wheatley as a example, you
Right.
got access to 5 freeways.
Exactly.
How many places can you move somewhere? You got access to 5 freeways, and these are freeways that they steady rebuilding and redoing over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
New bridges and everything. So what's happening is, like you say, with the neighborhood being under 40% ownership of the community, if I can get y'all out of there and get my people in, you understand what I'm saying? What they're doing. If you notice, within a mile radius, you got $1 million homes close to us now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got coffee shops, Starbucks, you got everything you can think of, which ain't nothing wrong. But the thing is, us as a people, we got to be educated and teach each other and learn how to create, and that's what we're doing. We're creating investment opportunities for us to come together as a whole to be able to hold our stuff and own our stuff, man. We ain't afraid of gentrification. We ain't afraid of change. Nah, because we a part of it. Yeah, we ain't.
It's gonna happen anyway.
It's gonna happen anyway. You can't stop it. So ain't no need of sitting back and watching. You know what I'm saying? Then things go up around you. Be a part of it. Create with it.
Exactly.
And on a legit level, man, if you look at different ways to flip money, right?
Right.
If you look at a 401k and you look at what percentage do I would make holding my money on the 401k. When you're in a 401k, it's basically like a mutual fund, right? So they taking that fund and they going and invest it on the market.
That's
and
exactly
then
what
you get a
they're
return on it,
That's
like
right.
maybe 2 to 6% after
Right.
a year, right?
That's right.
Then you got money market accounts, CDs, and everything.
IRAs and Roths. Right.
The biggest way to get a better return is in real estate.
That's right.
So if you invest your money, Rico talked about cats need to, get together and don't be afraid to invest their money. Let me tell you this, man. If a dude come to me and say, hey, man, I want to come in, I got 20,000 or I got 10,000. Man, I can do a deed of trust on the property,
Right.
bring you in.
Right.
Your money is secured on that property. I could put you on the insurance, and now you a part owner with me in the investment opportunity.
That's right.
So we're going to talk about that at this Buy
right.
Back the Hood event, man,
That's
on
right.
giving opportunities to
That's right.
ordinary people
Ordinary
to
people.
become real estate investors
That's
in
right.
our community so
Right.
that we can create more inventory for our
Right.
community, man,
That's right.
and then give to our people. Because
right.
another thing, man, if I own the house,
Right.
and I own the house right out,
Right.
then I can dictate how I want or who I want to live in the house.
That's right.
So if somebody wants to
Correct.
purchase and do not just rent it out,
Right.
or if they want to come to me and say, man, listen, I got this situation, medical
Right.
situation, or financial situation, or whatever
Right.
the issue may be, I can do an owner finance because essentially I'm the bank. Right, I'm the bank.
At
I'm
your
the big
discretion.
dog in the thing. And so
That's
the
right.
more houses we do like that,
right.
we creating a community for the people, by the people, of the people, man.
And
And
for the
that's
people.
that's the
That's
name of this thing, man.
That's
To
right.
buy back our hood.
That's right.
This movement of taking ownership, it has to be now. We got to fight against this epidemic right now. And so I need people to show up Friday, October 11th at the Acres Home Multi-Service Center and let your voice be heard.
Right.
And then also take a part of it, man. Don't just leave there with information, but leave there with a true action plan, man.
That's
Because
right.
we need cash. And let me talk about it. I know that Rico and them, they put homes on the market. And I put homes on the market too. And some of the things that we face that people, the biggest problem with home ownership, I see, and we talked about this earlier, City,
Yeah.
is an attitude towards housing.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, it's not credit. It's not, a car that they just purchased. And these could be factors.
It's debt
but
to income ratio.
the main thing that stops people from getting into a house is an attitude towards housing.
That's right.
Because they don't know. And they
don't
think
know.
it's hard to become a homeowner.
They really
So they don't even take an opportunity to try
That's right.
to do that. And so, man, there's different ways. Have you heard of some creative ways out there, man, to purchase a house? Or some financing ways to get money to buy a house?
Man, I ain't gonna just say that I've heard of too many creative ways. Most ways I heard is, going to get get your credit right, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And getting this down payment assistance, getting
Yeah.
all these things that they offer for you.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. go ahead.
There's multiple ways to get into a house and to get into investing in a house. You don't have to even be like we develop, we all build. But also too, you can also become an investor too. Your credit, what he was just talking about, your 401k. What we trying to do is give you confidence the way you can sleep good at night. You know what I'm saying? To where you can go to bed knowing you're investing in something. You can also watch it turn. You know what I'm saying? That's the key to it. Your 401k, your money in some of these banks, if some of these banks crash, man, you out of there. You over with. Then another thing about real estate and about land, they can't make it no more. It'll never be made ever again. That's something. Once you got that, that's something that was here before we all was here, and it'll be here after we leave here. You know what I'm saying? So it's the greatest investment. So also too, we have lenders. You know what I'm saying? To on so many different levels to also to do new construction, rehabbing. You got the hard money loans.
That's what I was gonna say.
You got hard money.
lender,
You know what I'm saying? Which sometimes can be high interest rates when it comes to the draws and everything. So you got to be educated on that too. A lot of people can be like, and also too, getting into real estate, you don't want to create too much debt too. You want to make sure that you are very educated on what you're purchasing. when you purchasing and what you purchasing and where you purchasing it at time of the essence. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to do what is called your due diligence on real estate, on property.
Look at that boy using
You
the
got
words,
to,
man.
man.
Using the
You got
words.
to, man.
Due
He on
diligence.
point
Due
though.
diligence, yeah.
He on point.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
you know,
Got
you
to.
can use the smaller banks, Unity,
That's right.
Allegiance,
Unity Bank, that's right.
Amagy,
Yep.
credit unions. Them also good
Yep.
places to get you a business account if you want to
Yeah.
invest and
Right.
go ahead and get them too.
Right.
Man, they got cats out here right now that they got investors that will be essentially will go out. You find a house,
Yep.
they will buy that house for you, lease it out to you for 3 years, and it's called like a lease to own program.
Mm-hmm.
In those 3 years, they will work with you and to transferring that deed over into your name. They also got a program with NACA, the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, that don't look at your credit score, 100% financing, a below market interest rate, and you can purchase anywhere. So these are programs that you will hear about at the Buy Back Your Hood event. So we need y'all in the building, man. We need y'all to come out and take a part of this event, get the information and resources that you can, and then, you know, you can purchase a JB Thibodeau home, you can purchase a Boss Life home, S. Turner and Associates home, go out there and holler at City. City, you want to leave them with something bad that they'll find.
Man, sure. They just, just keep doing what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep going to work, working at y'all companies and everything. You know what I'm saying? We ain't saying y'all got to come and, just put on your hard hat, but be invested, though. Be in some part of ownership, in some part of this change that we're offering and that is available to us. You know what I'm saying? It's not just what we offering. It's available to us, period. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on it.
Man, Rico, you want to leave them with something?
I mean, hey man, like City say, do your research, man. If you want to get in this game, do your research and find out exactly what it is that you want to do. But and ask questions.
Yeah.
Make sure you ask anybody.
Don't
You
be
know what I'm
afraid to
saying?
ask,
Don't
that's
be
right.
afraid to ask.
Yeah,
and
man.
whatever you
That's
gonna
our
do,
biggest fear, man.
Yeah.
We scared to ask a question,
yeah,
man.
whatever you gonna do, just do
scared
it.
to ask.
Don't
Yeah.
procrastinate.
Don't
Get in it.
procrastinate.
Time
Get in it.
passing,
Yep.
land selling.
Yep.
Do it now.
Do it now.
That's it.
Time is now.
Man, if you go to buybackthehood.com, you'll have all the information, man. Like
Yeah.
I said before, it's a take ownership movement that started.
Right.
This town hall meeting is starting in Acres Home, but it's going to be in the hood near you. So come
right.
out, get your information on the website, and I'll see you Friday.
Square business.